Stand by in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, black.
But now, breaking news on News Channel 8.
Here's up Q.
Yep, say it isn't true, but it is. First at 11, an announcement shocking almost everybody. It was leaked early, but legendary quarterback Tom Brady took to Twitter this morning to announce his retirement. Brady released several posts on social media explaining that decision.
The GOAT tweeted out in part, quote, "This is difficult for me to write, but here it goes. I'm not going to make that competitive commitment anymore. I have loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention."
And what a career it's been. Brady went on to thank the Bucs fans and never mentioned anything about his time with the Patriots. He's had an amazing Hall of Fame career for both the Patriots and the Bucs. 7 really is his lucky number. The 44-year-old has won 7 Super Bowls, 5 of those where he was the MVP, the most championships won by a single NFL player in history. His records include the most touchdown passes at 624 and the most passing yards ever, more than 84,000 yards.
Push 2.
Yeah, the reaction starting to pour in over Brady's announcement. Good morning, I'm Stacy Scheibel.
And I'm Chris Martinez. Even with reports of his retirement over the weekend, this news is still definitely a shock to fans around the world, especially, of course, Bucs Nation.
Yeah, 8 on your side, Beth Russo is getting reaction from fans. She joins us now live. Good morning, Beth.
Hey, Stacey and Chris, and there are Buccaneers fans' hearts breaking all over Tampa Bay right now as word spreads about Tom Brady's retirement. We've been talking to fans out here, and they say the past few days have really been an emotional roller coaster. They tell us they were upset on Saturday when they started hearing these reports of Tom Brady's retirement. Then their hopes and spirits were lifted just a little bit yesterday when he mentioned on his podcast that he hadn't made any final decision. He was still thinking about it. And then the last 2 hours, they say just total upset and devastation when they learned and heard on social media that he is, in fact, retiring, the official goodbye from the GOAT. Now, I do want to point out, though, these fans are grateful as well. They say that they've had 2 great seasons with Tom Brady, a Super Bowl win, an amazing playoffs run, and an unforgettable boat parade, if you remember. But they say they just wish they had a few more.
It's terrible to see him go, but I mean, he did what he needed to do, and I'm glad that he at least gave us just that 1 Super Bowl before he left.
I'm definitely happy for him, especially like for his family. He's got a whole family to raise, and I wish I could see him another year, but he's doing what's best for him.
She's back up.
Live.
So shock, disappointment, gratitude. They say they're feeling all of these things this morning. They say as they work through the loss of Tom Brady, they're absolutely just sending the best wishes to him as he moves forward with his family. They say once they get over the shock, what they're going to do is start focusing in on what the future of this team looks like. And Stacey and Chris, I think that's something we'll really have to watch and see unfold in the coming days and weeks and months.
That's true. It wasn't a shock because it got leaked over the weekend, but it was still shocking because you think about it, you're never going to see him in that Bucs uniform again playing on Sunday.
We were so hopeful that he would be back, but this is, look, we're also sending congratulations to him on an amazing career. Beth Russo, thank you so much for that. News Channel 8 will be covering every angle, of course, of Tom Brady's retirement all day. We have more information on his announcement on our website and our WFLA app.
See you in the next half hour. Let me know what you guys need if you need anything else.
In our next half hour.
Susan.
Some more breaking news right now out of Polk County. Sheriff Grady Judd providing information this morning on a deputy-involved shooting. This happened earlier this morning around 2 a.m. He is set to hold a press conference now any moment. Right now, one suspect is hospitalized with a gunshot wound. Authorities say no deputies were injured in that incident. News Channel 8 has a crew there at that news conference right now, and we will provide an update later on in this newscast.
Camera 15.
And getting to Polk County from Hillsborough County will take you a while right now. Check the back out up here. This is I-4 East. It's closed at the Notice Road in Kansas City due to a deadly accident early this morning.
It's not Eagle,
FAQ
it's traffic
tells
cam.
us several cars struck a person walking in the highway shortly before 6 a.m. Why the person was walking on the interstate remains unclear.
Also new at 11, Governor DeSantis in Pinellas County this morning to announce funding to help Florida improve its resilience when it comes to storm surge and flooding.
8 on your sides, Megan Gannon joins us now live in Dunedin with the very latest. Megan?
Megan, box up.
Hey, good morning, Stacy and Chris. So both the governor and the director of environmental protection say that this is a historic environmental milestone here for the state of Florida. So this is what happened earlier this morning. We know the governor announced $404 million in funding for more than 100 projects across the state as part of the Resilient Florida program. This program is set to help enhance the state's efforts to mitigate, prepare, and reduce the adverse impacts of flooding and storm surge for coastal and inland communities.
45 dead.
Now, most of these awards, as I mentioned, have a local match, which means today's state and local investments for these projects will be about $730 million.
She's back up.
Live.
Now we are told that out of more than 100 projects receiving money
floated.
from this
840
program,
well.
5 of them are actually right here in Pinellas County. Reporting live in Dunedin, Megan Bannon, 8 on your side.
Thank you, Megan. A lot of news today, including some good news about the weather if you like warmer temperatures.
Well, I think this might be a Chamber of Commerce kind of day, right, Eric?
We've got I'm still wiping the tears out of my eyes here.
I know.
Gosh, Brady, he just gives me heartbreak after heartbreak. Oh, but hey, a lot of Super Bowls, so congratulations to him. And yes, it's a beautiful day outside. Those temperatures already in the upper 60s. Look at that. Plenty of sunshine in the low 40s and really not much in the way of wind. So yes, a Chamber of Commerce day to say the least. Temperatures for the most part in the 60s, 68 in Bartow, 63
He's already got it on order.
68 Sarasota now. Venice at 70 degrees and wind speed around 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe 10 to 15 in southern communities. So we'll be a little more breezy today compared to yesterday, but still it's gorgeous outside with a lot of sunshine. Lunchtime, hey, you can eat outside, not a problem. By 3 o'clock, 73 degrees around 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, the afternoon commute in the low 70s, so it will be very comfortable throughout the day today. And guess what? The warm-up doesn't stop here. Mid-70s today, 80 degrees on Wednesday, and then how about low 80s on Thursday? Get those shorts and
They're all gonna
flip-flops
go.
ready.
Chris
But
Godwin's
the
going?
cold front. We'll talk all about it when I come back.
Two's up. Eric's done.
As early as today, Pfizer could ask the FDA to authorize its COVID vaccine for children under the age of 5.
If approved, children between 6 months and 5 years old could get the vaccine by the end of the month. Dave Gutierrez with the story.
A COVID vaccine could be available for children under the age of 5 by the end
What
of
an
the
exciting
month.
top of the show,
According
huh?
to the
Nick,
Washington
is that
Post,
slot gonna be the same for
Pfizer
Beth
is
next
expected
hour?
to submit an
Probably
emergency use authorization
good.
request
They're gonna
to the
change it
FDA
all up.
as
All right,
soon as
10:40.
today for its
I'm gonna
two-shot
text her after
COVID
this block.
vaccine. This comes after the company added a third dose.
We gotta get the
to its
DeSantis
clinical
one in or
trials.
no?
2 doses.
The
do
DeSantis
not
one's
provide
already
a
in.
strong
No, I know.
immune
We gotta
response
air
for
it.
children
We didn't air it.
6
Yeah, no,
months
yeah, it's in
to
the
5 years old.
11:30.
Oh, 10:40. Got it.
Brian didn't want to do it in the 11.
All right.
Oh
my God.
6 months to 4
He
years
basically
wasn't
said,
as protective
they're gonna
against
send-
infection
they're gonna
as
get
the adult
their-
vaccine. That's the reason why
Get
they
the
pushed
flags
it out and
and
asked
raise
for
them.
that third dose.
In response to the report, Pfizer tells NBC News at this time,
Oh, I
we have
love
not filed a
Count two,
submission and
OTS.
continue to collect and analyze data for both 2 and 3 doses
Okay.
in younger age cohort.
Wait a minute.
Kids between 5 and 11 are already eligible for Pfizer's COVID
Okay.
vaccine, and just over a quarter have received 1 dose. While still high, new COVID cases in children are declining, falling to about 800,000 new infections.
So DeSantis is in Miami right
Nearly a quarter of all reported cases.
He's gonna
in the
mention this
US.
Tom Brady.
I thought he was in Dunedin.
He was, now he's in, News 5 is now, he just got into Miami.
Okay.
We are
This guy's
rapidly
all-
approaching the definition
Guy gets
of
around.
what an endemic respiratory disease looks like.
Meanwhile, New York City's mayor is reminding
Public
municipal
health order.
employees, including police officers, they'll be
Order.
fired unless they're
30
vaccinated
seconds
by
left
the
in
end of
pack.
next week.
The worst thing I can do
Hey, Brian, real quick.
is to say
So,
that here's a rule that
DeSantis
we're
just got
requiring of New Yorkers, and then
most
change
likely
that.
gonna
And what
mention
about
this
all
Tom
those
Brady
other New
thing.
Yorkers that follow the rule?
Do we
That's
want
the
to run that
problem.
old sound, or
Other
do we
cities
like
are
what we
changing
have
their
to do?
COVID
It's
safety
like just,
policies.
you know,
Starting today, San
just wait
Francisco
till
is
later
loosening
shows this so we
its
can
mask
do the
rules,
sound,
but
or-
only
because
for
we don't know
people who
what
are
it-
fully vaccinated and boosted. In Denver, masks won't be required inside
Okay,
businesses and
yeah,
indoor
I
public
wasn't
spaces.
sure if we wanted to
by the
listen
end of the
and
week.
like pick out the.
Denver will not be
Public
extending
health.
our public health
Stand by.
order.
Oh, we are learning more information about a murder-suicide involving 2 Hillsborough County deputies. A couple involved romantically was found dead in a St. Augustine vacation rental home. One of them was a Hillsborough County detective, the other was a uniform patrol division. Investigators say their deaths were the result of domestic violence.
law enforcement officers are
Bless you,
people,
bless you.
and as
Philadelphia
people, they
station
commit
just
crimes,
tweeted out,
and
Tom Brady
they're
known for
victimized.
dropping
No
passes in the
amount
Super Bowl
of
and failing to
pressure
shake hands with Nick Foles
should
has announced his retirement.
Nick, you're not allowed to talk the rest of this hour.
someone's choice to murder their partner.
That's Mindy Murphy with the Springs Domestic Violence Shelter in Tampa. She says that help is available for law enforcement officers dealing with domestic violence and mental health issues.
She's up.
Many drivers in Pinellas County are not too happy this morning after driving through what's being described as a roofing nail landmine on Pasadena Avenue in St. Pete. Last week, a roofer lost a box of nails on that road and just kept going. One woman tells us she called police to report the damage, but police told her there isn't anything they can do about it.
It was raining, and I thought I should just go ahead and do my destination from block
Yes,
away.
sir.
Got out, I left, and then I saw that my
minutes
tires
on
had been
This is like Spectrum
Police
News.
did
It's
call in a
24
street
hours.
sweeper to clean up the mess, but drivers were told this is a civil matter, not a criminal one. In Polk County, leasing on affordable senior apartment complex in Auburndale begins today. The Auburn Village Apartments include 102 units for people ages 55 and older who meet certain income requirements. Tenants will be able to move in April 1st.
And right now, there's a job fair happening in Tampa. Tampa General Hospital is looking to hire. The hospital is hiring for all positions, including clinical and non-clinical jobs. This is taking place at Steinbrenner Field. That's at Dale Mabry and MLK Boulevard. The job fair just kicked off here at 11 o'clock, and it's going to run until 7 o'clock tonight.
News Channel 8 is your official Buck station, and yes, there is more news outside of Tom Brady's retirement this morning. Defensive lineman Vita Vea is celebrating. He's headed to the Pro Bowl. This is Vea's first Pro Bowl appearance. He's going to replace Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald, who is now preparing to play in Super Bowl 56. Vea is the 9th Buccaneer to be named for the 2022 Pro Bowl. And from the football field to the baseball diamond, the Rays are getting ready for their season. The team just announced when it plans to release single game tickets this year. They will go on sale next Thursday, February 10th. The Rays will have 16 promotional games featuring everything from bobbleheads to coolers, sunglasses, even a Devil Rays basketball jersey. And if you decide to buy some tickets, you'll be arriving to the Trop a little earlier than usual this year. In the months of April, May, and September, games will begin at 6:40 p.m.
The basketball jersey.
Games on Friday, Saturday, and
fresh.
Sunday will vary depending on the day. Well, coming up next, dramatic video showing a very brazen carjacking.
We have a wild video of that incident that played out.
And a road rage incident caught on camera that charges that the driver is facing.
And we are just 2 days away now from the start of competition in the Winter Olympics, and you can join us right here on News Channel 8 for live coverage of the games in Beijing all this month.
We'll have that and more coming up. You're watching News Channel 8, the station that's always on your side.
3, 2, 1.
All right, while we're breathing, we're still surviving here.
Great,
Look at
good
that.
job.
That was a
E 345 did. 345 did.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Stand by. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Black.
Right now, breaking news on News Channel 8.
Video's up, Q.
First at 11:30, a 22-year career comes to an end. The legendary quarterback Tom Brady took to Twitter to announce his retirement just a short time ago.
Stand by video.
Brady released several posts on social media explaining his decision.
The future Hall of Famer tweeted out in part, quote, "I am so proud of what we have achieved. My teammates, coaches, fellow competitors, and fans deserve 100% of me, but right now, it's best I leave the field of play to the next generation of dedicated and committed athletes. To my Bucs teammates, the past 2 years, I love you guys and have loved going to battle with you."
Boy, and Tom Brady has had an amazing Hall of Fame career for both the Patriots and the Buccaneers. 7 really is his lucky number. The 44-year-old has won 7 Super Bowls, the most won by any single player in NFL history. His records include the most touchdown passes at 624 and the most passing yards ever at more than 84,000. Good morning, I'm Stacey Schott.
And I'm Chris Martinez. This news is definitely tough to hear for many fans around the world, especially, of course, the Bucs Nation.
8 on your sides, Beth Russo is getting
Beth Russo.
reaction from fans. She's on the Tampa Riverwalk right now, and you know, it was kind of leaked out Sunday. Many of us just kept hoping it wasn't true, but it seemed like all roads were leading this direction, Beth.
Saturday.
It did, Stacey, but I think we all had our fingers crossed and a little bit of hope in our hearts. They might not be a shock, but I can tell you this much. Heartbroken, upset, those are understatements for these fans that we're talking to out here. They say this isn't just a loss for the Buccaneers team, but for football as a sport. Now, this is what the fans have been dreading.
Nick,
since
keep your
this
laughing to
weekend.
yourself.
Like you mentioned Saturday, the reports started coming out about Tom Brady possibly retiring. There was a little light at the end of that tunnel yesterday on his podcast. He said that he
This is not the same guy from last hour.
And then just
Look at the supers.
Don't take it, man. Don't take the supers.
Social media, the GOAT making his
She said that correct. I think she put the wrong one in the last one.
The Buccaneers fans out here say it has been a wild ride these past 2 seasons, a Super Bowl championship, another amazing run at the playoffs with Tom Brady. They say this feels like an end of the chapter for the Bucs, but really an end of an era for football.
It was the saddest thing. I feel like a lot of us are really trying to cope with it.
I'm gonna put in the one from the video.
Was wishing he had one more year. You know what I mean? Because he is the greatest that we've ever seen play the sport.
Sentimental feeling.
And it's very sad for the fans that love him. We're gonna miss him a lot.
Honestly, it makes me pretty sad, you know? It's someone you grew up watching and seeing just have a tremendous career this whole time, and then it's all said and done, you know? It's a really sentimental feeling.
She's back up.
So upset, yes, but grateful as well. They say they can't thank him enough for everything he's done for the team and the city of Tampa, and they say they send him nothing but the best wishes for him and his family as they move forward. Eventually, these fans say that they will start focusing on what's next for the team, but Stacey, Chris, I think there's just a little bit too much disappointment at this point.
I have to agree. Yeah, that was pretty rough when we saw it on social media this morning. Thank you, Beth. And minutes before Brady announced his retirement, we asked the governor about the QB leaving the team.
Now, while he praised Brady's efforts with the Bucs, he's not feeling very optimistic about the team's chances without the GOAT. Take a listen to this.
If you can kind of shore up some of those, some of the aspects of the team, that they can easily make a run again. Obviously, I don't think that they would make a serious run, without Tom.
Wow.
We'll have to see.
Man, the fighting words, right?
News Channel 8 will continue to cover Tom Brady's retirement all day
Goodbye,
long.
Cameron.
We're going to have more information on this announcement on our website and the WFLA app. And News Channel 8's sports team will be covering this major announcement throughout the day. Tune into our next newscast at 4 o'clock.
When we get
an in-depth look at Tom Brady's decision and how this will impact the Bucs organization.
And Chris, I actually had an interview with Tom last fall. We talked about a lot of things, not about retirement, but we are going to revisit that coming up tonight at 5:30 because he had so many great things to say about Tampa, and I think they hope that he and Giselle and the family will stick around in some capacity, even if retired, because they really have.
I got a death story coming up.
It's a great place to be.
Sure is. Much more on that ahead.
Okay. All right, turning now to breaking news in Polk County, where an investigation into a deputy-involved shooting is now underway.
Sheriff Brady Judd just wrapped up a press conference on the incident. And Melissa Marino is in Winter Haven Live with details. Melissa.
Shot is digitizing.
Well, hey, good morning. The sheriff describing this as a wild crime spree involving a convicted felon. Now, I can tell you that suspect is in the hospital as well as one victim. I want to show you some video that we got just before this news conference of some of the crime sprees. We are told this all started around 7 p.m. last evening.
There's a live bug on this. Nick, there's a live bug on this video. Check the SOT, please. Check the SOT.
The sheriff says he then abandoned that vehicle.
Make sure it's not on the
SOT.
SOT.
Somebody else for their car. When that didn't work, he tried to rob another victim. When that victim refused, we are told he cut that victim. That person rushed to the hospital and needed emergency surgery. The suspect says the suspect then moved to another neighborhood and was finally able to steal a second car. Deputies found the suspect around 2 this morning. They ended up chasing him through yards in a neighborhood in East Lakeland. When confronted, the sheriff says the suspect shouting at a deputy that he had a gun. That deputy, he said, was forced to fire at the suspect and he hit him. Here's what the sheriff had to say.
It was too quick.
He chose for us to take him into custody that way. We didn't choose to take him into custody that way. That was his choice. That's on him.
Stand by news 2.
And he caught some lead as a result of it.
result of it. She's back up.
So as I mentioned, right now that suspect is hospitalized
There's
as well as
Q&A.
one victim.
There's
We're
two
working
shots.
to get their conditions now, but we are told they are expected to survive. Now, authorities say no deputies were hurt. The sheriff saying, he wakes up and prays for his deputies every morning, and thankfully he says this outcome wasn't worse. And we are also told, though, when they found the suspect, when they took the suspect into custody, they did find a blade from him, and they're going to work to match it to the crime scene from the other victim. You guys.
Boy, and on a completely different subject, we understand the sheriff also reacted to Tom Brady's retirement announcement. What did he have to say?
Take that out of the box.
Yeah, we had to ask him. He kind of went through the history of Tom Brady, talking about when the Bucks would play the Patriots and how nervous he would be knowing we were playing Tom Brady. So naturally, he was very excited when Tom came to Tampa Bay. He says that Tom really worked to change the team, as we all know. And he also just said that he was a true professional, a great player on the field and off the field. So things that we already know, but certainly great to hear Sheriff Brady Judd recognize that and wish Tom Brady well.
Melissa Marino live for us. And we
Now,
Videos up.
COVID vaccine
All
for
right, thank you
kids
so much.
under the age of 5 could be ready
Guys,
by
have a
the
great
end of the
day.
month.
Take care.
According to the Washington Post, Pfizer is expected to submit an
Good job
emergency
changing that
use
box, Nick.
authorization request as soon as today.
I should have brought
Right
it
now,
up.
children 5 and up
Sorry.
can get the shot. Pfizer is still researching its 3-dose regimen. Early data has shown the vaccine is safe and produces an immune response for younger kids.
Video.
And the Omicron subvariant, known as stealth, is more contagious, but vaccinated
What is this
people are
variant?
less likely to spread it.
Where have I
That's
been?
according to researchers in Denmark. They compared the stealth
D37
variant to the
floated.
original Omicron strain, and the team also
D37
noted that
gone.
people who received the COVID
D37
booster
did.
shot
D37 did.
were
Stand
even
by
less
weather.
likely to transmit the virus compared to people who are otherwise considered fully vaccinated.
All right.
And moving on to the weather, let's get a quick look outside because it's going to be a gorgeous Tuesday, isn't it, Eric?
That's right, you got it. I mean, it's almost 70 degrees in some communities. You can't get much better than that, right? 1st of February, hey, things looking
All
good.
right,
A lot
Eric's
of
up
high
full.
cirrus clouds, a lot of sunshine, and boy, just gorgeous weather for almost any outdoor activity. I say almost because
Hey,
it
Nick.
also makes it a little chilly to go in, but
Who's doing
65
weather?
degrees in Lakewood Ranch and light breeze and low humidity. How about
Amanda,
71
Lee,
now, Brandon?
Eric?
72
Who is it?
Kansas City, Valrico, even in the Pinellas County. Borough Park,
It's all right, Nick. I saved the day.
70 degrees.
I caught it.
And Tampa International.
It's 'cause I'm a good director.
Very comfortable to have lunch outdoors.
It's 'cause I'm a good
And
director.
every afternoon for
Yeah,
breakfast,
you gotta
yeah, you wanna
get
get
the-
outside and enjoy this weather if you can. By
37,
3 o'clock,
38,
temperatures
39
are
dead.
around
37,
75
38,
degrees,
39
and it
dead.
stays
Stand by
nice
camera
all
2, Stacy
afternoon,
next.
Just a few clouds and again, mild temperatures throughout the day. This evening,
33.
maybe a light jacket though. Temperatures will dip down into the 60s and then eventually into the 50s overnight. So once again, we've got a gorgeous day in store for everyone, and it's going to keep warming up. So you don't want to miss that 8-day forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Eric. Right now, law enforcement in Manatee County is searching for a missing girl. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office says 12-year-old Megan Cohn was last seen on 15th Street East near Whitfield Avenue in Bradenton about 8:30 last night.
Nick, don't forget about F2.
Investigators suspect she ran away.
And
If you
F5.
know where she is or know her whereabouts, call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office.
Video.
Meanwhile, Clearwater police are working to identify 4 people who robbed a convenience store. The surveillance video is from the Circle K on
Sorry, camera two,
Gulf
Chris.
Bay Boulevard. It shows the group going behind the register, forcing the clerk to kneel down last week. One robber goes through the register while the others fill a garbage can with cartons of cigarettes.
Wait on your side is getting results for a disabled Sarasota County veteran in the process of building his first home. Dustin Casey signed a deal to build that home in Northport last September, but before the work could begin, he got an unpleasant surprise. It turns out the builder put the property up for sale on 2 different lists, one for investors and another for home buyers.
For 5 months, I was basically led to believe that we are on par with these permits.
All over.
And you wake up one day when you're, well, for me, I was at work, finding out, oh, you gotta start all over.
Well, we reached out to the builder yesterday, and the spokesperson called that situation an honest mistake. And they told us they had no problem allowing Casey to move forward with his plans for the lot. They're now making the necessary permitting changes, which should, they say, only cause minor delays.
Well, next, an infamous piece of Bucks equipment up for auction.
The amount of money bidders are willing to pay for Antonio Brown's gloves.
And this year's Super Bowl is going to be an expensive one. The record-breaking ticket prices right now on sale for the big game.
You're watching News Channel 8, awarded the 2021 Suncoast
Nick knows a guy to
Regional Emmy
get
for
tickets
News Excellence.
from, right?
I'm sorry?
3, 2,
Oh, you got a guy?
So Nick's got a
I got
guy.
a guy. You got a guy? You might have to wait like 2 weeks to
It's where he gets all his tickets from.
Gotta meet him in the
All right, great block, everybody. Good job. E block next.